Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back in today with another fantasy football video. In today's video, we got Week 9 running back rankings. I go through running back 1 through 32 for Week 9. Now, before I get in this video with all of these running back rankings, I'd like to give you guys a word from my sponsor, OverlayDFS.com. OverlayDFS.com is the brand new start-sit format and my favorite way to play daily fantasy football. Now, they have gotten rid of what it was the single entry GPP. You can only enter one time into these contests. Now you can enter up to 10 times to obviously boost your odds to win. Now, you might be wondering, why is this going to be worth it for me? Because this is a progressive bonus type of deal. And what the progressive bonus means is every single week, when no one hits the 12-0 record, it keeps adding more and more money. And this $22 one, it is, if you go 12-0, you get the beautiful stars to align. You get $6,740. Obviously, if you go up to the higher paid ones, the progressive bonus is over $27,000. If you're in the top 10% of the entries, you get 9 times the buy-in. So that's just amazing right there, and it's pretty easy to do. You got to make 12 picks plus 3 alternate picks, and I'll show you pretty much how you make these picks. Do you think Aaron Rodgers, for example, will do better than Russell Wilson? Aaron Rodgers playing the LA Chargers, Russell Wilson playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All you got to do is select one of those players, and then you do that 11 more times. There are so many matchups on the screen that you can even do any of these as long as you do 12 of them plus the 3 alternate picks, and then like I said, if you hit that beautiful 12-0, you get that amazing progressive bonus. So make sure you guys check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description is a great time. Come join me. We're going to have some fun this week on Overlay DFS. And we are back. Make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. And while you're down there, also make sure to check out my Twitter at NotoriousFNTSY. Let's get into Week 9 running back rankings. Let's go. Number 1 through 12. And number 1, we have Run CMC. Christian McCaffrey going up against the Tennessee Titans. I know a lot of people are thinking that the Tennessee Titans defense may be able to slow down Christian McCaffrey, at least through the passing game. In my opinion, Christian McCaffrey is match up proof. You could put him against 20 guys on defense, and he would run straight through all of them. Christian McCaffrey is the most matchup-proof running back in fantasy football, and in my opinion, he is the number 1 backup or running back in fantasy football for Week 9. This Tennessee Titans matchup should be little worry for anyone owning Christian McCaffrey, and I believe he will have a phenomenal game this week. Knock one time if you're with me. And number 2, we have Mr. Dalvin Cook going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Kansas City defense is fucking bad. Dalvin Cook, on the other hand, is very good. Dalvin Cook has had a phenomenal year thus far in 2019. I think he extends that this week against the Kansas City Chiefs, a game where Kirk Cousins needs to win. He's going to be saying, "You like that?" after he dumps the ball off to Dalvin Cook a bunch of times. That Dalvin Cook hops in that end zone. At number 3, we have Mr. Saquon Barkley going up against the Dallas Cowboys in New York on the Monday Night Football matchup, and I love Mr. Saquon Barkley this week. He gets so much work through the passing game and through the running game that he is just one of the best backs in the league, and especially against a Dallas defense that, while I like the Dallas defense in fantasy, they really are not all that good. I think that Saquon Barkley is going to be able to get loose and have a great game this week against Dallas. At number 4, we have the running back on the other side of the field, the Dallas Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott going against the New York Football Giants in New York. Now, I think that Ezekiel Elliott will also be able to eat. I think Dak is going to put up a lot of points in this game. And by Dak, I mean the Cowboys are going to put up a lot of points in this game. Ezekiel Elliott has been playing pretty well thus far this season. I like him this week against a New York defense that really is not all that good. At number 5, we have Mr. Nick Chubb going up against the Denver Broncos, and the Denver Broncos defense is not the Denver Broncos defense of the past. Nick Chubb is going to be able to slice and dice his way straight through the Denver defense and enter that promised land and score that touchdown. I think Baker Mayfield plays a huge game this game against Denver. I think he dumps it off to Nick Chubb a lot, and he relies on Nick Chubb to get him out of these tough situations. We saw a few weeks ago or 2 weeks ago when he played against the Patriots, and a lot of people were saying, Nick, the Patriots are going to shut down Nick Chubb. And you know what we saw? Nick Chubb, he fumbled a few times, but he still ran his way. He sliced and diced through the Patriots defense. This week, against a terrible Denver defense, he is going to eat like his name is fucking Ezekiel Elliott. At number 6, we have Mr. Le'Veon Bell going up against the Miami Dolphins. Now, I know Le'Veon Bell has not been performing all that well. Is it because of the quarterback problems? Is it because of the coaching problems? Is it because the team is fucking terrible? It's probably that, but Le'Veon Bell this week against the Miami Dolphins should be able to run free. Run completely free, run all over Miami, he should skull fuck the Miami Dolphins this week. At number 7, we have Mr. Leonard Fournette going up against the Houston Texans in London. Now, I know Leonard Fournette really is not the best back, but he gets so much usage. I say this every single week. He gets so many touches every single game that it just makes him a top 10 back. He just gets so much opportunity to get and run with the ball and catch the ball that he is just worthy of a top 10 play every single week. I like this game. I think this is going to be a very, very, very high scoring matchup in London. At number 8, we have Mr. Aaron Jones going up against the LA Chargers. Now, I know Aaron Jones and Matt LaFleur are not the best of friends because, you know, Mr. Matt LaFleur loves running the ball. But he loves running the ball with another back as well, Jamal Williams. So that obviously hurts Aaron Jones' value. But at the same time, Aaron Jones is playing up against a LA Chargers defense that is depleted. The double Ds, they are fucked. Okay, their defense is very bad. And Aaron Jones and the Green Bay Packers are very good. So that, to me, solidifies a top 10 matchup for Mr. Aaron Jones this week. At number 9, we have Mr. Chris Carson going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I know. People will tell you in the comments, oh, Nick, you know that Chris Carson's playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers actually have a really good run defense. You know that, Nick, right? You say that their defense is terrible, and you know that they're actually really good. I know that they're actually pretty good, but what I also know is that their defense isn't that good against the pass. And you all know what Christian McCaffrey can do. Not Christian McCaffrey, I mean Chris Carson can do. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's going to be able to run free all over this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. And you can quote that I love. Chris Carson this week in fantasy football. At number 10, we have Mr. Josh Jacobs of the Oakland Raiders going up against the Detroit Lions. And this is just a game where Josh Jacobs is going to be able to run fucking free. He's been playing great the last couple of weeks, dealing with an injury. I think this week he's going to be keeping it 100 like the Romans, 300 bitches. Where's the Trojans? Shout out to Kanye. Josh Jacobs is going to go in this week against the Detroit Lions defense. At number 11, we have Mr. Marlon Mack going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I love Marlon Mack this week. Why is that? Because T.Y. Hilton is out for the next couple of weeks. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to love Marlon Mack because you know what Marlon Mack does is run the ball. You know what Frank Reich and the Indianapolis Colts love to do when T.Y. Hilton is out? Run the ball. And Marlon Mack is going to get loose against this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. At number 12, we have Mr. Austin Ekeler going up against the Green Bay Packers. Austin Ekeler should be in for a great week this week against the Green Bay Packers. With a new offensive coordinator coming into the game, I love Austin Ekeler this week. I truly believe he is a better back than Melvin Gordon, and I truly believe that they're going to give him more touches and more work in this game than Melvin Gordon. Green Bay has not played that great against the run, especially against running backs that can catch passes, so I like Austin Ekeler this week, but there is a worry. Like I said, there's a new offensive coordinator that they have hired. Now, you do have to worry about the fact that maybe this new offensive coordinator says, fuck you, Austin Ekeler, I like Melvin Gordon. That is entirely a worry, a very big worry of mine, but I still do love Austin Ekeler this week, and that's why he's my ranked number 12 back in fantasy football this week. Next game, or not next game here, we got the 13 through 24, so if you guys have enjoyed thus far, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. At number 13, we have James White going against the Baltimore Ravens. As I'm recording this video, James White is clearly fucking dealing with an injury at the current moment. But I think he's good to go and will play against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, and James White is going to be able to get that work in this game. If you're in a PPR league, James White is a must start every single week. He gets so many looks out of the backfield that Tom Brady just loves throwing the ball. That's just so worth it to be starting him every single week in PPR leagues. He gets that average 13 points per game pretty much every single time in PPR. Number 14, we have Mr. Jalen Samuels going up against the Indianapolis Colts. And Jalen Samuels is obviously coming in relief of James Conner, who, in my opinion, is not going to get to play on Sunday. A few days ago, I would have said it was about 50-50. I thought James Conner may play. Now it seems like 0% chance, and I think Jalen Samuels is going to be in for a big workload in this game. Benny Snell banged up. Now it's really just going to be the Jalen Samuels backfield, and we saw when Jalen Samuels was healthy a couple of weeks ago, how much they used him. And I think in this game against the Colts, he's going to get so much usage. He's definitely a guy that you need to slot in your lineup this week. At number 15, we have Mr. Sony Michel going against the Baltimore Ravens. And I think that this game is going to be a more high-scoring affair than we normally see the Patriots in. Typically, we see the Patriots just skull fuck a team, and the other team really has no chance of scoring. In this game, I see that the Ravens are actually able to score some touchdowns. I think that this game may be a bit more pass-heavy by TB12. So Sony Michel is obviously a touchdown reliant running back. They have a lot of backs on that team that can catch the ball and run the ball. Sony Michel is strictly really just a run-heavy back, but I think that he will be able to find the end zone this week against the Ravens, slotting him in at running back 15. At number 16, we have Derrick Henry going against the Carolina Panthers. Now, Derrick Henry has been fucking terrible the last couple of weeks, okay, guys? He has not been performing, but that is because of one thing. He has not been finding the end zone. All of his touchdowns come when he is 1 yard away, and they just hand it to him, and he runs straight up the middle and scores that touchdown. But will that even happen this year or the rest of this year with Ryan Tannehill being the quarterback? Marcus Mariota was bad. Ryan Tannehill looks better than him. And I think that that obviously hurts Derrick Henry. They are less likely to run the ball when they know they have a quarterback that can actually sling the rock. At number 17, we have Mr. Rolls-Royce Freeman going up against the Cleveland Browns. And I'm going to believe land in Royce Freeman in this game. I know everyone loves Phillip Lindsay. Everyone loves the story of Phillip Lindsay being a undrafted rookie and playing great last year. But you want to know what stories do? They don't fucking get you fantasy football points. Rolls-Royce Freeman has looked like the most complete back on the team. He looks like the best fantasy back on the team, getting 10 plus points in the last couple of games. This week, against Cleveland, I like Rolls-Royce at number 17. At number 18, we do have Phillip Lindsay because he's obviously that pass-catching back. Brandon Allen now at the quarterback position. Maybe he knows how to dump the ball off, something that Joe Flacco does not know how to do. I like Phillip Lindsay. Okay, this week I don't really love either of these guys, but they're ranked top 18 because a lot of this talent is at the running back position is very front end heavy. Once you get back towards the end, it gets a lot worse. A lot of these running back twos are very, very dicey. At number 19, we have Mr. MG, Melvin Gordon, going up against the Green Bay Cheesehead Packers. Now, Melvin Gordon has been not that good. He really hasn't been that good. He cost them a game against Tennessee 2 weeks ago where he tried to run it in and they just fucking swatted that shit straight out of his hand. He couldn't get in the end zone when they jammed him up the middle 9,000 times. Green Bay, they are susceptible to the run, but Melvin Gordon just has not been performing all that well. They have a new offensive coordinator. Does that offensive coordinator love Austin Eckler or does he love Melvin Gordon? Right now, I do not know, so I'm not really that comfortable in Melvin Gordon because I think Austin Eckler is the better back in my opinion. So Melvin Gordon at 19. At number 20, we have Carlos Hyde of the Houston Texans going against the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. Now, Carlos Hyde is a pick that is just safe. Okay, guys? He is a pick. He's at rank number 20 because he's just a safe guy. He's not going to go out there in London and score you 20 points. He's just not. He's never going to go out there and score you 25 points. He just won't. But he will go out there and score you 9 or 10 points. Typically, probably capped at 15 points. He'll get you 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15 fucking points. And you better be happy about it because that's all he is. If you're looking for upside, you sit Carlos Hyde on the bench. But if you're looking for safety, if you're not trying to be silly and you're trying to wrap that willy, use Carlos Hyde. At number 21, we have David Montgomery going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know, a lot of people have David Montgomery ranked very low because the Philadelphia run defense is good. And I completely agree with that. But I have a strong belief and a strong crush on David Montgomery for fantasy football. I believe that if Matt Nagy takes his thumb straight out of his ass and realizes that he needs to keep running the ball like he did last week with David Montgomery, they can beat the Eagles. Even with Mitch Trubisky being so fucking terrible, I think that David Montgomery can go out there. If he touches the ball 20 times, they will be able to beat the Eagles. And I think that if David Montgomery gets this opportunity, I love David Montgomery this week, even against the tough Philadelphia Eagles. At number 22, we have Miles Sanders going up against the Chicago Bears. And Miles Sanders, at number 22, we have Mr. Miles Sanders going up against the Chicago Bears. Obviously, the back on the other side of that Philadelphia versus Bears game. I like Miles Sanders in this game. Now, I know Miles Sanders really relies on these long bombs where either he's catching the ball, running 40 yards, or running the ball for 40 yards and getting loose. But I think against the Chicago Bears, they are going to try to run the ball a decent amount. And I think that Miles Sanders will be fine in this game. He gets enough work in the pass catching game and in the run game to be worthy of a top 24 back and being an RB2. At number 23, we have Jordan Howard, who to me is not very safe. He is a guy where you're really relying on that beautiful touchdown run, but when he hits the goal, he has to be on the goal line to really break off a huge run there for you. Not even a huge run, it's like a 3-yard run. But he gets those opportunities and he's scoring touchdowns. So he's obviously going to be ranked in the top 24, but he does scare me. At number 24, we have Mr. Jamal Williams going up against the LA Chargers. And Jamal has been playing pretty fucking great the last couple of weeks. Obviously, he is on the Green Bay Packers, and Aaron Jones is the number one head honcho back on that team. But I still think Matt LaFleur uses both of them enough that he is definitely worthy of a start against a not too good LA Chargers defense. Now on to number 25 through 32. So like I said, if you guys have made it this far, please make sure to click that subscribe button. At number 25, we have Mr. Mark Walton going up against the New York Football Jets. And Mark Walton is definitely a pick where this week may be a bit of a safer option. I wasn't loving him early in this week, but now I really believe he will be able to do good against the Jets if they commit to the run. Obviously, you have to know that Kalen Ballage is going to steal some of his touches. I truly believe Mark Walton is the better back on that team, so I think he will get the most work. So he's okay this week against the Jets. Number 26, we have Mr. Ty Johnson going up against the Oakland Raiders. Now, I don't believe that Trey Carson is going to get the go in this game. I think it's going to be Ty Johnson being the number one back on this team again, and I just don't know what to think really about it. Oakland defense is not that good. Ty Johnson did not look all that good last week and didn't seem to get too many opportunities. If he gets fed the rock in this game, I think he'll be worthy of a start, but right now he is ranked number 26 just because of the risk. He is very, very risky. At number 27, we have Mr. AP going up against the Buffalo Bills, and this is not a sexy matchup for AP, and just not a good team that AP is on. Dwayne Trashcans, Hashcans is fucking terrible. AP likely going to get locked down by this Buffalo Bills defense, so he's ranked number 27. At 28, we have Mr. Devin Singletary going up against the Washington Redskins. And Devin Singletary definitely has the opportunity to be better than Adrian Peterson in this game. He's ranked below him, but he just hasn't been getting enough touches. Frank Gore and him eat into each other's touches so much that I just don't think that Devin Singletary can really be all that amazing this week, even up against Washington. Once he gets more touches, he's going to slowly creep up the rankings, but as of right now, I'm not sure if he gets enough work, even against this terrible Washington defense, to be worthy of being an RB2. At number 29, we have Mr. LaShawn McCoy, the guy who holds the ball like it's a fucking loaf of bread and fumbles it up against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, LaShawn McCoy has just been falling down the rankings. He was all the way up there week 1, week 2, week 3. You saw him in the top 12, top 15, top 20. Now he's fallen down to 29. What a fall from grace for LaShawn McCoy. But this fucking Kansas City team is not going to be able to do anything, in my opinion, against the Vikings. I think that if LaShawn McCoy gets going, he could have a good game. But I'm just too worried against the Vikings. Without Pat Mahomes, in my opinion, I don't want to be playing LaShawn McCoy. At number 30, we have Mr. Duke Johnson going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Duke Johnson is ranked so low because you never know what's going to happen in the game for Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson is so hit or miss, it is ridiculous. He's either going to score you 25 points or score you 3. Because if they don't pass the ball in London, Duke Johnson is not, or if they don't pass the ball to the running back, Duke Johnson's not going to be able to dominate. But if they pass the ball to him a bunch in London, he will have a huge game. So that's why he's ranked number 30. He has huge risks. At number 31, we have Mr. Frank Gore, the old man, up against the Washington Redskins. So like I said, Devin Singletary and Frank Gore split the touches so much that I really don't find it worth it to start either of them. Even though they were starts in my video, I'm starting to think that I just don't trust this backfield this week, even against a terrible Washington Redskins. And at number 32, we have Mr. Ronald Jones going up to the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, the 32 spot is worst place in these rankings. Pretty much once you get past here, the guys are fucking unstartable, and they're terrible, and you're in probably a deep league or a shit situation when you're starting these guys. But Ronald Jones does have a bright spot in the fact that if he gets the most touches on this team, he could score you 15 points. But if Peyton Barber's get more touches, if Dare Alalabadudge gets more touches, then maybe he will be, or one of those guys will be top 32. But I think Ronald Jones, given he gets enough touches, will be worthy of a top 32 play at the running back position this week. Thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Like I said at the beginning, if at any point you ended up enjoying, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. Make sure to check out my Twitter at NotoriousFNTSY, also down below in the description. Have a great rest of your guys' day. Make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com, link down below in the description. Have a great rest of your day. I love each and every single one of you guys. We're almost going to hit 2,900 subscribers, and then we're going to hit 3,000 subscribers. Thank you guys all for joining. If you have not subscribed already, please make sure to do it. It would really make my day. I love each and every single one of you guys. Don't you guys ever forget that. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, my friends.